name is Kar-Hwa Ho. I am the head of Interior Architecture at Zaha Hadid Architects. I think there are many. One of them is getting a project built. I think for all of us, we all might be really good at the design, but and the conception and selling it to the client. But when it comes to reality, I think getting it to be the end result to be as you wish it to be, that's always a challenge, but also very satisfying if you get to do it. During university was learning how to think. And I think that's something that a lot of schools don't really teach you because, you follow a course, you do things a certain way, you know about history of art, you know about structure. But to actually think about design, I think that's, and I mean think in the sense of not copying other people and making it personal so that what you design has an idea behind it that reflects yourself, reflects your understanding of the world, and reflects, all the knowledge you have, but, something different and original. I think that's a real challenge. I think carrying on from learning to think is convincing others to see that, what you're doing is really the best. And also, learning to work with other people. I think in school, usually work by yourself. But then when you're out in the professional life, it's about collaborative working environment. And I think a lot of us sometimes fail with that because we're just used to, doing our own thing and saying you have to follow that way. But I think architecture and interior design is born out of understanding what the client wants, understanding the context, understanding the brief, and also bringing yourself into it and kind of mixing it all together and giving the client what they didn't know that they would get, even more than what they expected. I think that's the most important. I think it's, as I said before, to be collaborative, to listen, to really understand what the client wants. A lot of time, I think a lot of clients can't really voice what they want. That's why they come to you as a professional. They might say, I don't like this color, I don't like this, but you have to kind of, through your work, try and tease out of them what it is they're after. It could be something completely different than about color, right? It could be function, it could be the space. And I think our job as designers is to, as I said before, give them something that is part of their brief, maybe, what they're looking for, but then on top of that, give them more than what they want. I think it's great. I think as a professional, you have to listen to students, talk with them, because then you know what everyone else is thinking, what the trends are, as well as how relevant your work is. I think sometimes they're the best critics as well, and also their questions could be very insightful. There might be things, you didn't consider, new ways of looking at things. I remember Zaha Hadid, our founder, she always considered teaching a very vital part of practice. And she always said that if you just practice alone, it doesn't work because you lose touch of what's happening. You always need both to balance it. When I was in school, one of the best things was this is the time for you to experiment. This is the time for you to make mistakes. This is time for you to, like a sponge, absorb everything you can. And more than anything, find a way to think that is individual, that reflects yourself as a person or as a designer. I think it's important that when you come out of school, you don't copy the teachers, you don't copy what is out there. Obviously, those will be influences on how you design, but what you want is to have a truth in what you're designing. And I think if there's always that there, clients and other people will actually see it and appreciate it. Maybe not immediately, but at some point they will.